So this game is Borrisville, Michigan. This was made with a team effort for an 8-hour game jam during the middle of December of 2015. Now, we will see quite a few similar assets to that of the Welcome to Plum Grove one. Those assets were already created prior to making this game, so we just copied and pasted it in there. But during this project, we had 8 hours with 2 writers, a musician, um, and a programmer. And then I was sort of helping with the project management side of things. So it was the first time all of us did a game jam together, and this is what we came up with. So I hope you enjoy. So this is one of the first games that I had that actually consisted of a story. So we have this very dark atmosphere. We have basically a city or a small town constructed. And it used a very similar concept to that of um, the Welcome to Plum Grove game that I had made, where instead of having arrows or anything pointed like that, I tried to have different triggers lined up of where you needed to go. So in this case, the blue door is where I needed to go. As part of like a game design construction, I tried to have your car break down, so we have this particle system here. We'll go and head into the diner. And during the construction of this, we knew that this would be cheesy. We knew it would be corny. So the voice acting is trying to be very over the top. So here we have, oh shoot, I forget her name. But we walk over, we get close enough, then we hit the conversation dialog box. So that was new. So now we're going to be heading over to the farm. So, as part of the not quite understanding how triggers work, I needed to create a new scene for each of these. So I basically copied the entire scene and duplicated it into a new one rather than just having a trigger that takes me back to the new location. So in recent months, I figured out how to do that. But in the meantime, now you can't go back into the diner. There's a collider there, and we're going to be heading to the next blue trigger with a new light right there. So we have some farms over here, and this is probably the most or the least efficient way I could have allocated memory space, but we have fields of wheat right through here. So that is way too much of a memory take up for this sort of a project, but it, it worked out. Step on this trigger. So now we have, I'm not sure if you can hear that over the music, but the music is custom made, and the voice acting that we have in there. That's made by the same people who worked on the game during the jam. So we're looking for the next blue trigger. We have all these different shops. We have another light right down here to help indicate that we are supposed to go to this old house right here. Now looking over at the railing here, we sort of have this lake, which is basically a land terrain with a blue texture. So I've tried to make it look like waves in the dark, but it's just land. So we'll head back this way. Now we're in a house. So if this looks familiar, I recycled quite a few of these assets from the Plum Grove game, and I tried to sort of have it match the theme, so I altered the colors of it. That clipping there is bad. We have different flooring going on, we have doorways, we have couches, we have furniture. Then we go upstairs. Stairs are the hardest thing for me to do, but I have an invisible trigger now, so now I made it up there in one piece. So was there anything this way? Two locked doors, so I guess we go this way. Right into the bedroom. So again, um, artwork, I need to work on that, but um, voice acting, storytelling, that's a step in the right direction anyway. So now, I believe we head to the church. I was cringing a little hard, so I didn't catch where we were supposed to go. So now we let it load, and then we're back in a new scene with an updated soundtrack to reflect the mood. Lighting's a little bit brighter now. Then right over here, yep, there's our trigger, that blue one, up next to the church. So the church, as soon as I make sure and navigate this correctly, was also an idea that we took from the Welcome to Plum Grove. So it's the same sort of structure, same sort of art style. But now if we turn around, we can see the entire town. Can we go inside? Very melancholy atmosphere, lots of darks, lots of grays. We were aiming for like a film noir sort of thing. So we do have openings right up there to allow some light in. We have a light coming in the middle of nowhere reflecting on the church. We have our little pulpit here, which was also stolen from Plum Grove. We come down this way. It's a little passageway. And we were looking to have collectibles. We wanted to incorporate like notes that you could pick up. Not like a Slenderman sort of thing, but like more of a backstory. So if you come down here, these are locked doors, which was where the collectibles would be hiding. So if we come down here, we're supposed to go and rescue the people who have been tied up and captured. So if we go through here, there's nobody in the office, so we have to come back in the closet. head on down to the lake. So there were no animations. We were running very short on time. And yeah, now we go to the climax point. So this is another walking simulator. It's not a lot that you can do slash supposed to do. I was not aware of how to do much of that stuff. But now, once we step through the trigger, we'll hit the climactic scene, the music will pick up, and then we can move down to the climax. So now, instead of the blue circle, we can see Scarlet way down, like standing on one of the cliffs overlooking the sea. So we'll just head over that way. And I tried rather inconspicuously to create a trigger right there. So if you can see that, so there's no blue, but if you want to get close to the only thing that looks abnormal, you have to step on that. So, a little clunky, but you stepped on the trigger, you hear Scarlett's final declaration, and then she jumps off and commits suicide. Um, but it was very cool to line up the voice acting with the animation at that point. And then as soon as the scene was over, the entire scene was based on a timer once you stepped on that trigger. So as soon as the timer was up, it loaded a new scene where at the top you can now see that we have papers to collect. So now we have those papers, and I'll try if I remember where all of them are. So there's one of them, one paper. There's two. Gotta remember where all these are, it's been a while. There's three. I think there are four or five, if I remember right. That would have helped if I would have been able to add the number at the end of it. So that's another item where I know how to do it now, didn't know how to do it back then. Nope, nothing that way. Oops, post. There's one up on the church. I'll go get that one. There's four, and then at the top it switches over to find Jamie. And Jamie was just spawned right here. So now we will head over this way, and this should be our trigger to end the game. Yep. So now we hit our title screen, and we had our team name, 8-hour game jam on December 12th. So I was the lead. We had Sam with our story, Nick on programming, Lucas on music, and then everybody helped out on the voice acting, and then we had our writing team. So it was a fun afternoon project, and it was a nice little loop that we could do.